everybody, once again welcome to our 21 Excel tutorial. Today we'll be looking at today's segment. We'll be looking at how to create end of exam reports. Okay, end of exam reports using the if statement. So basically that is just, this is the data I just the worksheets or the workbook I just created. I will leave a link in the description where you can download it, click on it and download it, and then come in join us here. So let me then align my labels and values very well, then we take it from there. So to align my labels and value, first I'd like you to select a cell range from cell A1, okay, to let's say I1, and click on merge and center nicely, okay, and come here, do the same thing. So A1 to I1 here, and click on merge and center. Okay, so that is just that. And then the way forward, I'd like you to go ahead again, select cell A3, which is student ID. We want it to align it 90 degrees, so you can look through the home ribbon and the alignment logical group. You see this tasked arrow beside it, which is the align settings. Click on align settings. A dialog box will display on the screen. So let's wait a while and see the dialog box displaying on the screen. So as you can see, this is the dialog box. Then you switch to 90 degrees. Okay, so when you have the 90 degrees, just click on OK, and then you see your work in the 90 degrees. Again, you can select the entire cell range and do it that way. But look at something. As this is in 90 degrees, I'd like you to go ahead and select center, and then click on that is middle align. Then after that, click on italics nicely. So basically this is my work, it's in italic. But now, because I would like all of us to see our work, so let me zoom into it. We can see now. So I'll do the same thing to this, where I'll click on I'll look through the home ribbon. First, make sure cell A3 is selected. Then look through the home ribbon under the clipboard logical group. Click on the format painter and use that to apply for all nicely. Okay, so you see there you have them here beautifully. You see it now. So we have the sign name, first name, a com skill, and then computer literacy. Now we want the computer literacy to wrap. Okay, so select cell E3 and then look through the home ribbon under the alignment logical group. Click on wrap text. Now after you click on the wrap text, it has already been wrapped, but come to the formula bar, put the cursor in between computer literacy and computer and the literacy, and press the space bar like 10 times. So press enter, and then it will wrap nicely for you. We are going to do the same thing to, to the average mark. Again, select the average mark, which is in cell F3. Go and click on wrap text. Now in between the average and then the mark, in the formula bar, press the space bar like 10 times, and then press enter, and it will wrap nicely. So this is what we have here. Okay, stay tuned. We'll be looking at more of this. So now, after you format your work, what I'd like you to do again is that move to, so here we are going to find the average mark for each student, and then we'll then go ahead for the next thing. So after doing this, what I'll do is that I'll just move to cell F3 and enter a formula to find the average mark for the student. So therefore the average mark, the formula is equal to going to be equal to average into bracket D4 column E4. Then I'll close the bracket and press enter, and it's giving me 42 for the average. Now to find it, I can still use the autofill, bring the mouse pointer here and use the autofill to run it for all, and then for that I have this. I can take off the decimal place. If we have the 6 point, I can take off the decimal and come to here. We have look through the home ribbon under the number logical group is where we have decrease decimal, and this is called increase decimal. So when I click on decrease decimal, the 0.5 will go, then I'll have this. Or I can increase the decimal also 1, 2 to 2 decimal places, but I just want to take the decimal off, so it's going to be decrease decimal, and I have this. So this is how you can find the average of the student. Now after finding the average of the student, because we wanted to use the if function, I'd like you to go ahead, move to cell G. We're going to add 3 columns, okay? We're going to add additional 3 headings here. So move to cell G3, and I'd like you to type grade, okay? I want to grade the student, so sorry about that. So grade, and then you press enter. Then I'd like you to move to cell H3 and type GPA. Again, we want to find the GPA of the student also, GPA. And then we want to find the class also of the students. So the third column is going to be class. Now after that we press enter. So we have grade, and then how they call it, GPA, and then we have the class. Now I believe in the grade interpretation below the description where you see. Now the grade interpretation we are using now, although let me switch and then bring the grade interpretation on the screen so that you look at it, but yes, still I'll be leaving the link in the description where you see the grade interpretation. The grade interpretation simply means that, as you can see, is that when the student score average mark is 80 and above, okay, the grade is A. I get it. And if the student average mark is 70 and above, the grade is B. 60 and above is C. 50 and above is D. Below 50 is F. So this is the grade interpretation. Okay, so this is the grade chart that we are going to use to grade the student. So let's come back to our workbook. So this is our workbook now. So to find the grade interpretation, you are going to use a formula known as if. So it's going to be if, okay, if open bracket F4 is greater than or equal to 80, let it read A. If not, if again F4 is greater than or equal to 70, let it read B, and comma again, and if again F4 is greater than or equal to 60, comma, let it read C, right? Okay, and then comma again, if, okay, so F4 is greater than or equal to 50, let it read D. If not, if it's below 50, then let it read F. So I'll close the bracket 4 times. Now I explained this in our previous video where I said the argument is open 4 times, because we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we need to close the bracket 4 times. Now say, what does this thing mean? This simply means that when the value in cell F4 is below 50, then read the result as F. So after that, when you press enter, you see that this is below, how do you call it, 50. The average is below 50, so it's read F. So you can bring the mouse pointer to the autofill and drag it down here, and then you see. So we have, now let me minimize the chart and put it here so you see it here. You can see they said 60 and above is C, so here 65, yes, is C. And they said 70 and above is B, so 70 and above is B. And they said below 50 is F, so here below 50 is F, and below 50 is F. And they said 60 and above is what? Is C. So you can see it here nicely, so you can see. So as you can see here again, we are going to use that to find the JPA. So let me give the grade interpretation loud for you see, big on the screen you see. So this is it. Now it says that when the average mark is 80 and above, the JPA is 4.5, and the class is first class. Okay, let's do the GPA first. The GPA is 4.5, and if it is 70 and above, the GPA is also, the GPA is 3.5. 60 and above, the GPA is 2.5, and then 50 and above, the GPA is 1.5. Below 50, the GPA is what? Is 0. So say, how do we do that? It's just simple, the same manner. You bring the mouse pointer here again, you go like equal to if, using the if statement. Then we go like if cell F4 is greater than or equal to 80, comma, let it be 4.5, then comma again, after closing the quotes, you bring comma, if again, open bracket, F4 is greater or equal to 70, comma, the JPA should be 3.5, so 3.5. Then if again, okay, open bracket, F4 is greater than or equal to, let's say 60, comma, let the JPA be 2.5, then comma again, and then if, okay, if cell F4 is greater than or equal to, let's say 50, okay, let the JPA be 1.5, but if not, let the JPA be 0. Now also the same manner, so the argument was 3, so we need to close the bracket 3 times. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Sorry, the argument was 4, so we need to close the bracket 4 times. Then we press enter, then it gives us 0 because it is not equal to 50. So you use the autofill and then you drag it down here nicely, then you have that. Okay, so let's do the last thing about the class. To find a class, also the same manner, where you just have to do the same thing using the if statement. Let us try the class. Okay, but before then, let me preview the grid again for you to see. Now as you can see the grid on the screen, this the chart on the screen, sorry, it says that 80 and above is first class, 70 and above is second class upper, and then 60 and above is second class lower, and then 50 and above is pass, below 50 is fail. So how do we run that? Very simple. Put a cursor here, go equal to, then we go to if, open the bracket, the same, the average, we are using the average mark to find the JPA, the grade, the JPA, and the class. So if F4 is greater than or equal to 80, okay, comma, let the class be first what class, okay, first class, then comma, then we go if again, okay, open bracket, f4 is greater or equal to 70, let's the class be second class upper, okay, second class upper. Then bring the quotes. After closing the quotes, you open again, if again, open bracket, f4 is greater or equal to, is equal to, let's say we have 60, yeah, 60, comma, let the class be second class lower, nicely. So close the quote, and then the last one, if again, so f4 is greater or equal to, let's say 50, then let the class be pass, okay, pass. Then if not, then let it be fail, okay. Then you close the bracket 4 times, 1 2 3 4. Then after that you press enter and it's give you fail. So when you select and you drag using the autofill, voila, you have that. So that is your work. So you can see here you can adjust the columns, your result will appear nicely. I can just double click here and I have it done. You can see there nicely. So that is how you can find your class. So you can enhance the format features. You can just draw so highlights from, select a certain from cell A1 down to I5. Then you just come to look through the home ribbon. We have font, we have borders here, and then click on inside all borders, which means you come inside and outside border nicely, and your work will be formatted. Thank you so much. Catch you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.